Hey, hi, hello, howdy. My name is Tori. Welcome back if you are not new, and welcome to the channel if you are new. This has been a really hard video to film, honestly. It's probably the 10th time I've sat down to film this video, and hopefully this is the last time because I am just ready to get it over with. I originally started this channel as a means to kind of like showcase the different stationery and things like that I was buying, but I think I'm ready to rebrand and have my little old BookTube debut. So if you're interested in getting to know me more, I'm going to do the BookTube Newbie tag today. I have the questions here on my computer and we are just gonna get started. Question 1, why did you start this channel? So I started this channel mostly to make new friends and talk about the books that I'm reading. I don't have very many people in my everyday life that are friends that read, and the friends I do have that read, we all have very different and diverse reading tastes, and so sometimes it's hard to kind of like be on the same page about what we're reading and actually talk about books because we all read such different things. I'm also probably like driving my partner crazy because I will literally call him in the middle of a book and be like, can you believe this just happened? And he cares, but you can tell that like just a smidgen I'm starting to drive him crazy. So I mostly started this channel as a way to branch out and make new friends who like the same things I do. I think in the age of the internet is easier than before, because now I can just sit in front of a camera and talk about books and make new friends. Question 2, what fun and unique things do you think you can bring to Question 2, what fun and unique things do you think you can bring to BookTube? It's my own personal perspective. I think everybody is unique and everybody is going to engage with the same book in a very different way, and I think that's a lot of fun. And so I'm not going to pretend that, you know, I am like different and super unique and things like that. I might be the only one on here with green hair, so maybe that does give me an advantage. I just think having a new and fresh perspective on certain things is really helpful, and I'm happy to bring that to here. And yeah, hopefully you guys like what I have to say about what I read, so I guess we'll see. I'm also like super into anime and manga. I read a lot of Junji Ito manga, and he's probably my favorite manga author, but I also really like anime and K-pop and K-dramas and things like that, and I don't see a lot of people talking about that on here, so I'm hoping that that influence of those things kind of like meshes with my influence of reading. I already have some really cool video ideas planned out, so I'm hoping to bring that all together and like, I don't know, make some different videos from what I currently see online. I think something else that makes me unique is I'm a very big advocate for the library and audiobooks, and I know that's like blasphemy on here because if you're not buying books, you're not doing it right or whatever. Yeah, I'm a really big advocate for the library and audiobooks, and I hope that little bit of influence can rub off on some people here because I don't like buying books a whole lot. So last thing is I'm very candid and very open about my mental health, and that is definitely something I think that is going to be kind of a struggle dealing with in terms of creating content and things like that, like getting over those hurdles with anxiety and depression and things like that. I also don't see a lot of people talking about that on here, so if something I say in regards to that can be helpful and kind of help people see that, you know, everybody goes through those things, and I'm glad to do that. So I think talking about those things are very important, and not a lot of people do it on here, so Question 3, what are you most excited about for your new channel? I kind of already said it, making new friends and any opportunities that arise from kind of doing this thing. So I know being able to go to events would be really cool now that things are kind of like sort of getting back to normal. Just going to events and networking and meeting new people. Getting to be creative and kind of like push myself to flex my creativity and come up with new ideas and things like that. I'm really looking forward to that as well because like I said, I already have some ideas planned out and I'm looking forward to doing those. Making new friends, traveling, hopefully, going to different opportunities, and being able to be creative are the things I'm looking forward to with this channel. Question number 4, why do you love reading? Quick answer, escapism. Just like everybody else says, it's all about escapism. The world sucks, and sometimes I want to run away from it and just go into a story knowing that something good is going to happen and it's going to be okay for people at the end of the day. But if I had to give a serious answer, it's about learning new perspectives and new stories, and just there's so much content out there now. There's so many books and so many new authors and so many new voices, and I want to be a part of that. Just like getting to hear all those stories, I think is really cool and a huge component of why I love reading. Question 5, what series got you into reading? Kind of all over the place with this one. I actually stopped reading when I was about 16, maybe a little bit older than that, maybe roughly around 18. I'm not going to tell you how old I am now, but I stopped reading roughly around the last Twilight book. When that came out, I was in the hype for that. So as a kid, it was Harry Potter. As a teenager, it was Twilight. And then on and off, I read a lot of like manga and things like that in between. And I did read some novels. Like I was super into Miss Peregrine's when that came out, just because it was really unique at the time, the way the book was made. So like the pictures with the novels and things like that. But as of 2019, that's when I really got back into reading, and I would have to credit my coworker at the time, who was a big avid reader, and she was always reading books on break. And I remember going back into the break room, and she was like reading a book, and she was crying while she was reading, and I was like, okay, there's no way that book can be that good. So she lent me her copy, read it all in like 2 sittings, and that was A Man Called Uwe by Frederick Bachman. That got me back into reading just a few years ago, and I remember finishing it, and like it also made me cry, and I finished it and I ran to the library and I got a library card, and I have been reading like mad ever since. I want to say, you know, thank you very much to that book and Frederick Bachman for helping me find something that I loved again and didn't realize how much I actually loved it. Question 6, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? I feel like I don't have anything unique to ask for this one. How do you navigate burnout and similar feelings? Reading, I'm afraid is gonna, if I start doing something like this, I'm afraid reading is gonna become a chore, and that it's gonna feel like a job. And I know it kind of is, to some degree. When you go into BookTube, reading does become a job. So how do you balance having that love and enjoyment for reading versus making it a job? How do you keep yourself from feeling like you're getting stale? How do you deal with imposter syndrome? How do you keep coming up with new ideas? And for something like imposter syndrome, does that affect you? And like, how do you get over that? Because that's really hard for me. I do a podcast with my friends, and it is really hard to convince yourself that what you say matters and your opinion and your review is actually like good when you know it is. But it's hard when you put yourself in front of an audience, I think, to rationalize that. So yeah, how do you deal with those things? Question number 7, what challenges will be hardest with BookTube? Getting myself to stay consistent and uploading consistently is going to be a big one, just because I, like I said, struggle with anxiety and I struggle with depression, and having a schedule is very difficult with those things. So staying on top of that, making sure I'm producing things and uploading content, editing, and always having new ideas and things like that. I think allowing myself to recognize that what I say, and I know I just talked about this a second ago, but allowing myself to recognize that what I say and the thoughts that I have do matter, and that I should share them. You know, I do take care into organizing my thoughts, and I do take care into trying not to be reactionary and formulating opinions that I think are grounded and worthwhile. I want to realize that what I say matters and that I'm not stupid. Arguably, I have 3 brain cells, but what I say still matters. Just genuinely feeling like I fit in with the community. I know that's probably really hard for a lot of people, is just feeling like what you do meshes with the community, I guess, if that makes sense. Question number 8, when did you start reading? So I probably learned to read when I was like 5 years old, but I didn't really read for fun and like actual comprehension and enjoyment until I was probably like 7 or so. That's kind of when I remember like going to the school library and getting chapter books and things for myself and reading for fun. So yeah, just a simple answer for that one. Question number 9, where do you read? This is also a really simple question. I read everywhere, but mostly when I'm cozy in bed, snuggled up in my blankets, and got some good like lo-fi hip-hop ambiance going on in the background. So yeah, I mostly read everywhere, and audiobooks are a really big component of that, especially when I'm out commuting to places, because I live in kind of a rural area, so having to drive it like a little ways to kind of get to anything has been a big proponent for me to listen to audiobooks a lot more than the typical person. So I truly do read everywhere thanks to that. And question number 10, what kind of books do you read? I am a horror reader through and through and through. I love horror books. I love being scared. I've yet to find anything that scares me completely, so we will see. But I've also branched out into YA and some romance books. I do like a few. I feel like if I had to admit that like 2 years ago, I would just be like, no way. So yeah, mostly what I read is horror, and that probably will be a large like bit of what you see on this channel, I guess, is me talking about horror books. So yeah, that's it. To wrap things up, I am over on Twitter at Ghost Story. I probably should get around to other social media, but I have yet to do that because I'm really bad about it. Social media makes me very anxious. This whole thing makes me very anxious, so we're gonna see what happens, and we're just gonna go with the flow, and it's gonna be fine, and not a big deal, I promise. I'm telling that to myself and you. If you want to do something like this, you totally should. You know, don't let your anxiety stop you from doing something that you know is gonna be fun and good thing for you. That is my advice for the day. Will I follow it? Probably not, but we will see. So that's all about me, friends. I look forward to getting to know you all. I hope you stick around and see what I have coming for this channel. Feel free to leave a comment introducing yourself. I'll be hanging down in the comments for a little while, getting to know you guys. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Let's have some fun and be friends. So see you guys in the next one. Bye.